Okay, guys. So welcome back to another episode of Dougsterbob Discussions. This is going to be episode 10, I think. Yeah. I think it's 10. So here's the deal. We've got these separated out like we're a week ahead of time. So I'm going to see how this works. We might have to do look, I don't want to be really rushed to get this out and get it edited. I uploaded the one we filmed on, was it Tuesday? Wednesday?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
So as soon as we got the idea and the other stuff, we filmed one and I uploaded it and it's still processing the HD version like 2 days later. So I want to give us plenty of time with these, but it could be a slight problem because things we talk about, upcoming events, might be past events by the time the podcast comes out. So we're going to be strategic with that. Aside from that, welcome, Barrick, BMXer Barrick.
Hello.
The official co-host. I was telling him I'm going to find a guy in Pakistan to design a logo for Dougsterbob Discussions. It'll probably look like this, like me and him at a table talking. And he needs a picture for reference, so actually look at the camera. Okay, cool. So we'll use that picture. And you know, he'll put us on a little badge and make cartoons of us. And I said, look, if I pay this guy however much he wants, like, it's official, you can't bail on me. But I think I have a lot of fun doing these. This is so much better than filming it in my room. And I hope you guys enjoyed episode 9, which was the first one we did. We did it in the parking garage.
Yes.
Today.
Sketchy.
Yes, sketchy. And cats. Dude, the cat part, I clipped that. Like, it's so funny. It's like, oh, I hope it's not 50. So today we're at actually my old high school. But we come here and ride like very rarely. They used to have picnic tables over there. You guys can't see it if you're just listening. Picnic tables in an area, and we like moved the picnic tables around and made like our own skate park. That was pretty fun. And so anyway, that's where we're at. You probably don't care. But anyway, let's start talking about some stuff. We had a few things, but here's the thing. Like, we filmed the last podcast a few days ago, so we'd get ahead. And a lot of the things that we would have talked about for this week, we talked about already. So like upcoming events, we really don't have anything. We've got the recent event, which is still upcoming, which is the game of tailwhip with Morgan Wade.
Yes, which is tomorrow.
So by the time you guys hear this, it'll be a week old. So we're going to make some predictions. Even though we did in the last one, we're going to fine tune them. Barrick's going to talk about the press conference in the drama section. Then we're going to talk about Morgan Wade. We both love Morgan Wade. Somebody asked about him on the live today. And then some product releases. We the Peoples be stealing ideas again. And we're going to talk about Eastern again. And those very expensive bars and all that stuff. And Barrick's going to tell us a story about his experience with Dance Comp. So we touched on a hot button in one of the lives talking about Time to Shine BMX, which has a reputation of scamming people. And I get a lot of questions. Is Dance Comp trusted? Personally, I have a vendetta against them. Is that the right word?
I think so. Grudge, maybe?
Yeah, grudge. Like, I'm salty. But Barrick ordered from them, and I think he had a good experience. So we're going to talk about that. Anyway, let's get right into it. Simple Session 21. They posted about something in Simple Session 6. Oh, they posted it today. Dude, no matter where we go, there's loud ass cars. That's funny. They posted about it today and said this time 5 years ago, we were doing Simple Session 16, which I think was probably the first one I actually watched in high school. To me, I was like, I loved it. So I'd set the weekend aside and just watch Simple Session. And now they've changed it, and I really haven't watched it the last couple of years. But so what's new?
As far as I know, I don't know how new Sister Session is, where they have like...
See, I've never heard of it, so...
I think it's like way before the men go. They just have the females go out and they compete. But I don't know, it's always way too early for me to watch.
Oh, you sleep in. Do you remember the clip of Angie getting absolutely obliterated?
Oh, yeah.
That was, that would have been like 19, huh?
I think so.
So, okay. So that was probably during just a general practice. I don't know. But what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, I feel like it was just
you got to be careful.
Misunderstanding. Because, I mean, the dude was filming her, so obviously she was going. And then they both, I guess, just dropped in unknowing.
I think, again, you have to be very careful about this, but they're treated like superstars. And in the sense, like when you break it down, like if you separate women and men completely, they are, compared to a lot of women, they're doing way more than a lot of the men. But I think they use that to say, hey, like I'm going to go no matter what. But again, we don't know the context.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I know somebody posted something about it, like this is what happened, because everybody was ripping poor Angie Moreno.
oh, I know.
apart.
They're like, that's why girls aren't allowed at the simple sesh or whatever.
Like,
all
how
this
stupid
stuff.
can you be?
Yeah. And I don't think that's fair because again, nobody knows what actually happened, but I don't know. I've only hit one person. So, I mean, it's not hard to be park aware, but then again, contests, like everyone's trying to go and get that lap in and get that practice in. So I'm sure it's pretty crazy.
Well, I think it was like after session stuff. Like
Oh,
they
they
were
were
just
just
messing
riding.
around. Yeah, just having fun.
That's even
I mean,
worse.
nobody was like even using the course. Well, but I mean, I don't know how the course layout was. If it was like both quarters and they just went same
Yeah.
time, collided.
I mean, it looked like a big gap too. I'd be a little scared to hit it just in general, but
Wow.
they went, we'll have to put the clip up, but they slammed into each other and then fell down into the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And so sister session, that's relatively new. What else?
I know it's not new, but they have like the street and park finally mixed up, separated. So it's not like all the street riders competing in a park course against park riders. It's like they have the street guys go and then the park guys go.
And then, yeah, we would talk about that before, like earlier ones, because you say, God, I can't even think of who it was. But anyway, any like Garrett or anyone that absolutely kills street
Oh yeah.
would have a killer run, no slips. Like, everything was pieced together and boom, 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 boom. It was solid. But then they would score like, top maybe 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, hold on. If you look at it, I guess it would just depend what they're judging on. Like if amplitude, I know that's a big thing they do in UCI contests is how amplitude, like high or whatever. Obviously a street rider would score really low, but that's not fair.
And use of course maybe.
Yeah, use of
Because
course.
it's like, what are they going to do? Go with those big quarter pipes and just turn around?
Yeah, true, huh?
We're going to die.
Coyotes.
Yeah.
Something new every day.
There's 50 of them. It's not cats, it's coyotes.
I'll turn this up. You guys hear that shit? Well, if we die, tell my mama I love her. We can't make this up. Okay. So yeah, I think I haven't watched it since then, or if I have, I haven't remembered. I feel like that is a very good move because again, it's the thing we talked about last podcast with Olympics almost is like, you can't draw a black and white line between freestyle, and a park usage in a skate park, like with park transition, I'm not making any sense, but it's like comparing apples to oranges. That's a better way to go at it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, apples are lots of tail whips.
Yes.
Oranges are lots of street tricks. And Garrett's a god, even though he doesn't do a double backflip. And but then again, play the devil's advocate. I think that could work really well for people like Kevin and Dennis and Boyd Hilder, right? Is that Australian guy that's just bonkers?
The Australian Dennis.
That can go, like I remember a specific run from Kevin's where he ripped around in the park, then came around and did like a massive hanger down one of the street rails. Yeah. And it's like nobody else is doing that, They're either just doing their flat ledge jibs or they're doing their big triple tail whips. And again, to me, someone being very well rounded is what makes them a good rider. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean,
like they could potentially be top 3 and then everyone else battles for the top 4 to 100.
I mean, it would be cool to have a contest where it's just like all around riders or all around riding. But I don't know how you do that because I know a lot of riders would stay in like one section that they're comfortable with.
True.
They wouldn't want to be like, God, like, who's a park? Like Logan Martin. I don't think he would venture into like the street course.
Absolutely not. He posted a clip like on his YouTube. He put pegs on It was horrendous. It's like, bro, how can you barely feeble? Like, no joke. That's a good point. Well, and especially, I think they'd have to change the judging curriculum around a lot to make that work. But then also, they're in a contest. You want to be relatively safe because it is a big deduction if you slip pedals or if you don't land something. Which then again, that almost makes street way more risky. It's technical. Like, that's a ballsy move going technical in a contest. But I don't know. Recent events. So we're going to talk about the recent event, which is the game of tailwhip, which isn't actually recent as of today, but it'll be recent as of tomorrow. I probably won't watch it, so you're going to have to catch me up. In the last episode, you predicted that Morgan's going to win. Corey Burglar's going to say, well, this was home park advantage. Like, let's do it at my park.
Yes.
So then they're going to drag that out for a few weeks. And then Corey's going to win. And then Scotty's going to say, let's have a tiebreaker at Woodward.
Yes. Because I feel like that's fair game for both.
I feel like it's not necessarily fair game. I feel like it's a media stunt.
Well,
so never mind. I was going to talk about a book I read, blah, blah, blah. Barrick hates that. One guy got really famous on Snapchat because he did a duel with, say, I think it was CNN to reach 1 million followers on Twitter first. So it was a big hyped up event, right? They're going back and forth. Who's going to reach 1 million first, blah, blah, blah. And it brings a lot of involvement doing something like that, like an open competition. And that's almost what Corey and Morgan are doing, is like the amount of personal brand awareness that they're both generating by doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I hadn't heard of Corey before this, but I did because of it. And if they could drag this out to be a year, that's just a year of exposure.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Scotty's good at stuff like that.
Yeah.
Smart guy. So that's your prediction. My prediction is, I agree with you, I guess. You're smart. But I do think that they're only dragging it out to make it a thing, because I feel like Morgan could just win regardless.
Oh, no. Corey has maybe some tail whip tricks on him.
Does he?
I don't. Just a fakey whip that I know of.
Fakey whip? Morgan can't fakey whip?
I guess.
That's not hard.
I'm going to take it up with Morgan.
Morgan, get it together. God damn it.
He'll tell you one-handed tail whips aren't hard.
Yeah, that's true. We were talking about that earlier.
Wow.
Impossible.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Morgan later. But you went over and tried. How was the one-handed whip you tried?
Impossible.
Just standing.
Oh, impossible. I don't understand it.
Yeah, the weight the weight shifts around and everything when you're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Disaster. Okay, what happened in the tail whip press conference?
It was just a lot of trash talk.
Was it like before a boxing match, you know?
I've never seen a before boxing match.
You've never watched a boxing match?
No.
Like, they get together, they weigh in, they go face to face like this, and just kind of, it's a big thing. You take pictures.
When I tuned in, it was Scotty talking to Spencer Forsman for like a minute. Or he was in the middle of talking to Spencer, I guess. And then, yeah, they brought in Corey and Morgan. And they just sat down and they were like, just asking them questions like, oh, who do you think has the advantage? And then Maddie and Dom Simon Sr. were on the live stream. And they were like, oh, this person sent in a donation. This person asked this question. And then Morgan and Corey would answer. So it'd be like, are you going for more big tricks or more technical tricks? Corey was like, oh, I'm going more technical because Morgan's known for going bigger. And then I was like, who's sending the front flip whip? Which I don't think we're seeing that tomorrow, but...
Why not? That skate park doesn't look like a good...
I don't think either can front flip whip.
They need an airbag. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, you're canceled now.
God. Oh, see, okay. So you're talking about the Twitch stream and the donations. 2 words. Media ploy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Scotty said he is trying to hype this up as big as he can.
Yeah.
That's why it's just constant trash talking between them.
Yeah, and it's working, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to watch it. I'll probably go ride tomorrow, but you'll have to tell me all about it. And that's it?
Yeah.
What was like the best question? Do you remember? I just totally put you on the spot.
No, I'm trying to think. I can't. I mean, there was some. It was like, I think the one is, what was the other person's trick that you're most admiring
That
of?
is a good question. Oh, admiring, not scared of.
Yeah, so it was like Corey said he really loved Morgan's super whips, and Morgan really liked Corey's foof on back rails.
That's a good question because it kind of brings them together a little more.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, they were always joking around.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Dude, like we said in the last one, they're mean to each other.
Oh yeah,
I don't like that.
500% love it if they just threw hands in the middle of the game.
It's like they actually got mad. That's a fine line to dance with someone. That's your friend, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because I try to think like people that we've done that with. Like it's bullying, but then it's not bullying until they actually get hurt. That's like, oh damn, that's bullying. like say everyone who did you see that post with Morgan? Repost this if you're Team Morgan.
I don't think I did.
Well, none of your friends are Team Morgan, I guess. But anyway, it's like imagine Corey at the end's like, bro, everyone that's Team Morgan is just bullying me, and this could be cyberbullying.
Do you watch American Dad?
Sometimes.
That one episode where Roger has the birthday roast and he has the sunglasses on. They just roast the shit out of him. And then at the end, he takes off the sunglasses. He's like, why are you guys so mean to me?
Why? Why would you do this? What did I ever do to any of you to make you say those incredibly hurtful things? Are you serious? Does it look like I'm not serious?
Roger, this is what you asked for.
You stay away from me, Francine. All of you stay away from me. This has been the worst night of my entire life.
And then he plans to kill them.
Because he got hurt.
Oh, yeah, that might be Cory Burglar.
Imagine it's like he does wear sunglasses. Ooh, that'd be funny, huh? Like afterwards. I mean, it wouldn't be fun. It'd be a good drama point to talk about.
It was a good game, Corey.
Yeah. Morgan's all his tires are flat on his van. R.I.P. Okay, so that's the drama. Let's talk about Morgan Wade real quick, which we've been doing for this whole episode. Morgan, this podcast dedicated to you.
He works at Texas Roadhouse, so.
Oh, true. He probably likes Texas Roadhouse.
He loves Texas Roadhouse.
Hey, I got you, bro. Okay, so I should have thought of like good questions for us to talk about Morgan.
Yeah.
Like, but for you, what's your favorite thing?
The
beard.
Well, if we're getting deep into it, when I first started riding, I had an iPod Nano that was like meh.
Okay.
And iTunes, they had video podcast of BMX because YouTube wasn't really a thing. So I downloaded all the Levi's BMX podcast, and it was a bunch of Morgan Wade, Nathan Williams, Corey Martinez, Dakota Roach. So I would just always watch them shred, like same videos on repeat. And Morgan just always went big, was a crazy dude.
Those are still like your favorite riders.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So do you think that had something to do with that early influence?
Oh, for sure.
See, this is interesting. This is what I'm trying to tell brands. Okay. Completely off topic, but hold your thought, because it does like we are really loyal to like whatever brand we have first or like encounter with. Same with riders, right? Like Kevin was one of my first pros I ever met. Love him. Just absolutely, And so like, let's say with the bike reviews, and I help someone find a kink bike, they're in that early stage that they're like, okay, cool. And like, as long as that bike doesn't do them dirty, they're a huge fan. And there's no other chance for competitors to like push that on them, because like if you buy a kink complete as your first bike and it's good for you, you're going to look at kink parts to upgrade, mission parts to upgrade, or branch out. But the chance of you like moving to a Sabrosa bike is very rare, because after that first bike, that's when you start to build it up with aftermarket parts. So that's when you're introduced to like Odyssey and good parts like that. And like, I don't know. We don't really understand why we're so influenced early on by different things, but that's interesting. So he was like your first influence when you're riding.
I mean, I know he's not in the spotlight, but I think it was Stephen Murray.
Oh,
God, the first one I ever had, or I was only able to have 2 podcasts on my iPod.
Dude,
and it was,
times have changed.
I know, whole 4 gigabytes. But yeah, it was a Stephen Murray firsthand that I would just watch religiously, and then a backyard jam with only rider I remember was Chase Hawk, because he wasn't like doing tricks, but he was just boosting and flowing. And when I was like first getting into riding, I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't
that
really
kind of
like
riding.
into the whole, oh, he did a tail whip, he did a bar spin, but it was like, I don't know, Chase Hawk would just like boost into a quarter and then just flow, and you're like, that looks so fun.
So was the Stephen Murray thing, was that before he got paralyzed?
I believe so.
Or right around the same time? I think it was pretty early on.
God, let me see if I could find out when he got.
Kids. I'm going to jump in here while Barrick's doing that. Make sure you educate yourself on Stephen Murray. Brett Banaseo's another one. Like, he was my all-time favorite rider.
Oh, yeah.
And he bumped his head and got almost like, same thing as Scotty. I think he's still behind. Like, Brett, some of his stuff, he has a hard time. But long story short, educate yourselves on those things, because you might meet older people and you're in their friend group and they're like, oh, let's mess with him. And they say something like, hey, Bob. you know where I'm going, huh? Yeah. Hey, Bob. This isn't his name. Hey, Bob. Stephen Murray just dropped a new street edit. What'd you think? Oh, dude, kills it. Like, I was such a good at it. And we were like, bro, are you serious? And so we caught him red-handed for just essentially like trying to, I don't know, be fake.
Yeah, fit in, be cool.
Just try to fit in, be cool. And so side note, don't be like that, because then people aren't going to like you as much. I like him now.
Oh yeah.
He's a lot better. But at the time we're like, dude, you can't. And that was almost disrespectful.
Yeah.
On our part, but on his part, for not knowing that, because like the influence he had on BMX and everything is massive.
Oh yeah, he was my first favorite rider.
Yeah. And dude, watching the story literally makes you cry.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. So when was it?
Like in 2007. And I watched that podcast in like 2008.
Okay, yeah.
So
damn, I probably didn't start riding till like 2010. 10?
Well,
yeah,
no,
it would have been the same time.
Yeah, I wasn't like into freestyle then. It was just like I had a freestyle bike.
But so you'd have the Levi's and the Stephen Murray?
No, it was Stephen Murray and then the backyard with like props or road fools.
The backyard jam?
No, it's just like, I don't know, some pros just riding. Oh, I forgot his name. I mean, I remember the video because I'd watch it every day, multiple times.
Okay, wait, from that then, let's transition right into the DVD thing. Because like we're already kind of on that topic. Yeah. And I think I forgot to write it down, honestly. No, I did write it down. But okay, so that was the DVD era for sure.
Oh yeah, with magazines and
yeah. And then we could talk about Instagram, but like, did DVDs have a big influence on you or no?
Kind of. I mean, I remember what's it called? Shadow Into the Void DVD dropped. And I was like huge into Sabrosa and Shadow at the time. Immediately bought that DVD. Deadline was being teased for the longest time. Always wanted that DVD. I mean, I never had a lot of DVDs, but
Deadline was good.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely worth the wait.
The only DVDs I watched were the ones I got for free from Dan's.
Yeah.
And some of them were really cool. But, and this is how it's been my whole thing this whole time. Like, I still don't really watch BMXers on YouTube. I don't watch edits unless like I feel like I have to. For me, it was more about like immersing myself in the actual riding than trying to live secondhand through other riders. And this is good and bad because you don't see like, I think it limits your creativity. Because a cool thing that we have is you can go to different parks or you see different styles and it inspires motivation. You're like, I want to try that trick. And so it's able to build like a more diverse thing. Whereas if you're not doing things like that, you're only really riding based on the styles of your locals.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I only rode with you per se, I would only do like things that you do. Like I'd be more into grinds and crank flips and stuff like that. And, but then being able to watch different things, you're like, oh dude, double whip, that resonates with me. I want a double whip. Oh yeah. And, but everyone has their own different thing. So with DVDs, when was the last DVD that anyone made that was a big deal?
Deadline.
That was a while ago.
I think so. I don't think there's been any since. Maybe
Yeah.
Market. I think Market got released after Deadline.
Those are all so good.
Oh yeah. Well,
But
King Champagne, was that
Oh
available
yeah,
on
yeah,
DVD or
yeah.
was that just digital
It was
download?
both. I think. I think they actually did a DVD. So I think it's still a thing for sure, but it's so much easier just to post it online.
Oh, yeah.
But that kills a lot of things.
No.
So there's that whole debate: is that whether or not you post your clips right away or do you save your clips? Because the idea beforehand, right, is that you stack clips, put it into an edit, put it into a DVD or a VHS tape way back.
Oh yeah.
And that's how it gets released. But now it's like I film a trick and I post it right away
No.
for that instant gratification. And Michael was super against that.
Yeah.
And then my thought is like, bro, I'll post this same clip Instagram as a story, as a reel. Then I'll put it on TikTok, like all over, because I think chances are you're not going to see it. Everything's so oversaturated with different clips that you're not really going to necessarily see it if I just post it on one hand. But I don't really know what we're talking about. So
Also, like the thing I don't really like about edits, like 5-minute edits, is Hobson, that rapper.
Yeah.
He brought up a good point on No Jumper.
okay,
Not trying to promote that podcast.
I love Hobson.
But he said he released an album, like let's say 10 songs. He noticed one song was like not doing well whatsoever, so he's like, okay, this is weird. So he posted it to his story. It was like, yo guys, check out this song. Or maybe it was to his Instagram. He posted it somewhere
Yeah.
and everybody was like, yo, this new song's fire. Like, you should check this out, like tagging their friends. He's like, why the fuck's everybody acting like
Yeah.
this song's brand new? It's been out for months. Like,
But they
why
never,
do I even bother releasing albums at this point? Like, I'll just drop singles so like everything I do can be appreciated.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Think about the last edit you watched.
Oh God. I think one of Eric Elstrand's.
Okay, good pick. What was every trick he did in that edit?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I know they're all mind blowing, but you just always go back to the banger.
Yeah, like the last trick or like just one that was really crazy. But then all the hard work he put in for all the other clips, maybe it's how we're trained now. Like we see things individually and like, it's not necessarily, I mean, I think Market, DVD and what was the other one we talked? Deadline.
Yeah.
That whole thing was a work of art.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But a lot of times now, edits that are getting thrown out, they're just kind of thrown together and there's one or two really good clips, like the El Toro whip or something like that. And like Brandon Began's edit, all I remember is him getting knocked the fuck out on El Toro. And so if they did the Hobson approach, posted their clips like that, post the edit too, because some people will watch that still, but then post the individual clips and then 3 months later post them again, because I see things, well, like we talk about things and you're like, you tell me this and I'm like, bro, I don't remember that. And maybe I just have like short-term memory loss or what, but I feel like if Eric Elstrand posted a clip today from the edit you watched, you'd be like, damn, that's crazy. Even though you already watched it, the chances of you being like, that was in your edit and like call him out on it is pretty low. And then 6 months later, you see it again. You're like, whoa, that's crazy. I might remember it, but it's cool to see again.
Oh yeah.
You are low key. I know you are against just putting all your clips up because you're pretty damn picky.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, why am I picking? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, for me, at least when I post to Instagram, it's like for myself.
Okay.
So it's like, I always go back on my Instagram and like, what tricks did I used to do and be like, oh man, I remember when I did this. It felt so nice. But then I see other clips. It's like, God, I was just posting to post, like, this is shit, then delete it.
Wow. So it's like almost a portfolio of everything we've ever done.
Yeah, at least
But
for me.
it's a fake portfolio because you're modifying it
Yeah.
in a sense. I mean, it's like a highlight reel, I guess. Better
Well, I
way
mean,
to
at
put
least
it.
for my writing, I always go out and do fun stuff that I would not want filmed. That's just like the stupidest thing, but it feels so fun.
Yeah. If damn, I had a really good point here. I was going to go off. I can't remember. The difference in say an Instagram post and a story. Stories were really popular because people were not afraid to be essentially candid and real in the moment, and because it's gone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stick with us. So like if I post a story of a bar that looks really shitty. It's gone tomorrow. Like, oh well, 500 people or so will see it and be like, oh, that's really gross.
And I feel like most people just their stories.
Yeah, for real. If you look at it, like the analytics, it's like X amount of skips, X amount of. I get sad, but I don't look too often. But okay, so then older days with riders, it could be that they were their DVD or their tape was the highlight reel of that era that they spent filming. So it would be equivalent to the last, say, 6 months of your Instagram. So you can look through your 6 months of Instagram and say, is this guy slacking or is he putting in work? Yeah. And that could really reflect just like a 6 month long project of a clip would. I've never thought about it that way.
I mean, one thing I kind of hate about Instagram, but I mean, this is just on myself, is like, I'll be at the skate park. It's like, oh, I really want to try this trick. And it's like, but I don't want to try it unless I'm being filmed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, then I want to post it to Instagram just so I can have it for myself. Like
True.
that. God, the crank flip crossfoot lander.
Mm-hmm.
I did not try that for like a week until somebody could film me.
Really? You had it in your head, but then
yeah.
you never actually tried it.
Yeah, I was like, I need somebody to film this.
Yeah.
Because I do not want to do this again. I mean, it's not even that. Well, I mean, it was hard for me.
Yeah, we'll post the clip in here. I think it's sick, but you only did it one time, right?
Yeah. I
So
mean, I
does
want
it
to
really
do
count?
it. I want to do it again, but so painful.
Crank flip across your feet. And so that deserves to be on the highlight reel, aka the Instagram, to show the world did it. But that, I don't know, so much like Logan Martin on that topic. I feel like he's really dialed.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like he's not as dialed as we think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then again, I don't know. I feel like it's so easy for pros. Okay. Or think about pros that are really good that don't compete. Like, you know damn well they don't compete because they're not consistent. They've got crazy bangers. Maybe that's not true. I think that's true. They've got crazy bangers, but they can't piece it together.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of one, but I'll think of one later.
Same.
Okay. That was a good rant. That was a really good rant about that. But I forgot we were talking about Morgan Wade.
Oh yeah.
And then we got into Stephen Murray.
Oh, and the death of
and
DVDs.
then DVDs. So again, I said this in the last one. Damn, this podcast is all over the place. Guys, I want you to just be able to like close your eyes, but look at the video if you're watching this, because we did put in some work on making sure it looked somewhat good. But close your eyes and just go on this journey with us.
I still feel like videos don't really matter with podcasts, but that's just me. I'm old school, I guess.
They matter. Okay, Morgan Wade though. So he got you back to Morgan Wade. He got you into the sport, or was a big influence early on.
Yeah, I mean the whole Levi's team.
Yeah, they're still your favorite riders.
Oh yeah, such like diverse shredders. Because you had Corey Martinez, Dakota Roach, and Nathan Williams, absolutely shredded street. Morgan Wade, Anthony Napolitan, and God, it was Zach something.
Zach Scrony.
Gerber.
Really, it's probably Zach Gerber.
I think so. But they shredded the park.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jamie Bestwick, that was my personal favorite vert rider. I think he's really good.
We argued about that. I was like, Vince Byron, way better than Jamie Bestwick. And then I met Vince Byron. I said, I don't know. Jamie's tricks, I think this is what it was. Not going to go too far off topic. I'm going to keep it here. I think Jamie did such a good job at making the art form, like we talked about last time, just making it look beautiful and flawless, is that it didn't look that hard to me. Yeah. So therefore I'm like, it's not that crazy. But the fact, like now that I'm older, I can look at that and say the fact that he's making it look that easy is crazy impressive.
Well, I mean, one thing might be going against Jamie Bestwick. When I used to race, there was a pro, Bubba Harris. He did an interview and he said, if it looks like I'm out there trying harder than everyone, it's because I am. Like these people that are out there making it look flawless, like that's good for them, but I'm giving it like everything I got and then plus more. So that's why it looks like I'm trying.
Because he's like actually trying.
Oh, yeah.
But everyone else has almost achieved a level of mastery that they don't have to.
Yeah.
But he'll probably end up passing him.
Oh, he did. He was like the #1 pro.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Wow.
But no one's been able to do that to Bestwick. And he's like old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's different because with racing, there's not really flow. It's just fast.
Yeah.
Whereas like riding, there's a lot of flow in it. I mean, that's personally what I love.
The
like
flow.
Chase Hawk.
Yeah.
Dan
Daniel
Foley.
Sandoval. Daniel should have won the X Games.
Chase Hawk's better. That flow.
Now, Morgan did Big Crash on his birthday.
Yes, 25th, I believe.
That was at Chandler. I saw that edit, and that's when I kind of was introduced to him. Because that big whip, I was like, dang, I've been there. That's huge. And then his face, I was like, dang, that's crazy. But he is genuinely badass. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's not a title you can really give to many people. Like, I'm scared of spiders. Like, we opened that outlet. I jumped like 4 feet. Don't tell anyone. But, you know, so I don't get that title. Like, absolutely not. But Morgan deserves it. He'd pull out a gun, you know, he'd pop the spider and carry on. But the other thing though, because with that, you know, a lot of that mojo, I guess, comes off like they're really cocky in turn. But Morgan's not at all.
Oh, he's always laughing.
So humble and happy. And then the other thing, what was the other thing we wanted to talk about him?
See, that's why I feel like sponsorship isn't so much for riding, it's about who you are as a person. If we're going a little off topic.
No, because that was the thing we wanted to talk about is Hoffman. So that's like a good roll right in. I thought you did that on purpose.
Oh, yes.
Barrick is very good at podcast. We need a third person to keep us in fucking line so we don't keep veering off.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's like, we'll get the feedback.
We need a woman.
Paris,
Benegas.
come be on our podcast.
Please.
Keep Barrick in line. Anyway, what was I saying?
Matt Hoffman?
Hoffman. So you said sponsorship. You feel like talent doesn't necessarily matter.
Well, I feel like it does, but it's not like the determining factor.
No, I think you're right for sure. So we see it. I see it as two ways. I see with sponsorship as your attitude, for one reason, mostly because of how big of an influence you have on different riders positively, right? So if Morgan comes to my park, spreads good vibes, whatever he's associated with, I'll associate those good vibes with.
Oh, yeah.
So say Hoffman, I'm like, dude, Hoffman must be a good brand because this guy. But we see the Rich Hurst Stranger Adam LZ thing.
No.
And look at, okay, maybe that doesn't really matter. Maybe it matters how many followers they have.
Well, I think that was just like a kind of poor
one-off?
attempt to, I don't want to say make Stranger relevant because they were like still
They were
a good
pretty
brand.
popular at the time, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to diverse their, like who they're going for. Like they were just trying to absorb LZ's followers, which worked, but then
Yeah, no, definitely.
fallout happened.
It's that was a really bold move. But it goes to say, you know, you have it does work. Like Adam, I don't like Adam LZ, but built a huge brand by himself essentially. I mean, he had the people like Scotty did, you know, his personalities, but built a huge brand. And because of that, like he didn't actually have to put in the work that say Morgan Wade did to get to where he's at. Yeah. Adam could do YouTube videos, blah, 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 be a half decent rider and go pro because of that following he built up.
Wow.
And does his attitude in a sense would have something to do with that though. Cause he had a persona, but he does seem really cocky.
I know I feel bad because he's out of BMX.
Yeah.
But so like I wouldn't like dedicate myself to watch his vlogs, but I'd see a couple of his videos and it was just like, this guy's so annoying and just like he talks so fast. Like, what is he doing? Like,
hey, I talk pretty fast. Careful.
No, his was like bad. But then I watched the interview on No Jumper with him with Adam 22. He's just like normal, laid back. And it's just
I think it was just a persona.
Yeah, which I don't really like. I mean, it's just like be real.
Yeah, like be authentic.
Yeah, because what if like a bunch of kids show up and you're just like, oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
How's it going? They're like, oh, peanut butter jelly pizza. He's like, oh, yeah, that's some good stuff. You buying any of my merch yet?
That'd be an awkward encounter.
Oh, yeah.
If it was like that. But I don't know. I do feel like that is a majority of YouTube is putting on a persona in a sense and selling it as yourself. But a good chance, like a lot, or maybe he's just like that with the kids. Maybe he's really good at matching the room and the tempos, and like Adam 22 is definitely a whole different vibe than a bunch of 13-year-old kids or whatever.
He's like, these guys smoke weed. I gotta be cool.
Yeah.
Yo, dogs. What is up, my snizzle, faux shizzle, Adam 20 tizzle.
I'm going home. This is the end of the podcast.
Don't forget to subscrizzle.
Okay, so again, Morgan Wade. So you felt bad last time for going off topic. I don't think you did. Like, I think it's definitely me, because I like to just keep building on the conversation. But where we're going with that attitude thing, we talked about Morgan's attitude, and then we touched on, so Hoffman's one of his sponsors. Levi's is dead.
Unfortunately,
R.I.P.
So sad that day.
That they disbanded.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk about market and how market's pivoting into parts, but we're not going to do that. We'll save it for a rainy day. Morgan, sponsored by Matt Hoffman.
Yes. Who is also the referee of the game of tailwhip.
So Hoffman is the referee, and I said Hoffman seems legend. Do you remember?
Oh, how many bones you've broken?
Yeah, and I was like, just one. Like, I broke my finger.
And Matt Hoffman's been in more comas than you've broken bones.
So what was it? That's crazy. Let me find it. Did you text it to me?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be ready.
2 comas.
Okay.
21 broken bones. 23 surgeries.
Jesus Christ.
100 plus concussions and 300 plus stitches. And that was probably like a decade ago.
That was the birth of Big Air.
Yes.
That's a good video. If you guys want to watch that, it's a really good video. So how many concussions? 100?
100 plus.
Bro. In the birth of Big Air, they talk about him rupturing, is it his spleen, I think?
Yeah.
And like how he almost died. I'm sure he's died 2 times or like been pronounced dead or something.
Probably.
But let's see. The concussions. Like, they're saying now football players, just after like a couple hard hits and concussions, they can have traumatic brain injury like effects later on in life, right?
Wow.
And the fact that he's got to be in his 50s. Almost. Got to be in his 50s. With over 100 plus concussions, is running a brand, riding bikes still, painting, like, dude, absolute legend. I feel like I won't even be riding past 30 because, like, I get sore.
He turned 49 in January.
God, so close, so close. 40s. I meant to say 40s. But so Hoffman's refereeing. Morgan Wade is a badass. And
Corey Burglar exists.
Corey Burglar
Just
exists.
kidding. He seems like a cool guy.
He does seem okay. Like, I wanted to post a clip and tag Kevin from the last one, but then Barrick was talking shit about Daniel Sandoval, and we can't do that because what if Kevin shares it and then Daniel sees it? No, it's all good fun, I think.
Oh.
For me, it's good fun till it's not.
I mean, like I said, Daniel Sandoval is a really good rider. I just did not like him at that one X Games.
Oh, yeah, you just got to clear that up.
Yeah.
I heard he booked the flight yesterday. No, he is. And a lot of people are like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's almost like to be at a certain level, you have to have like really short patience, whether it be with yourself. And like, I'm sure he was very disappointed in himself in that moment. Like, he's like, dude, I know I could do better. Like, I'm so pissed. And then also having your short patience with other people. Like, you have to be really strict about your discipline, I guess is a good word. And, but you can't be a crybaby.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like BMX should just be nothing but fun. It's like, you know what? I gave it my all. Somebody did better than me. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you could go, but in a sense, like, riders, the structure is almost, to me, really messed up. Is like, I'm sure he gets paid regardless, right? By free agent. He's on Red Bull, so he makes good money.
Oh, yeah.
But you make gooder money when you win contests.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot riding on that, which is crazy because, like, they deserve it for sure because they're essentially risking their health and things like that to put it all on the line. But it's that extrinsic motivation again. It's like, it's the holding a carrot above their head is like, if you win this contest, you get this carrot. And that not getting the carrot pisses a lot of people off.
Yeah.
It's like your job holds a bonus above you if you do X, Y, and Z, and you're like, oh, and then it doesn't happen. You're like, oh. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that's one thing I loved about Levi's is I think they were one of like the only brands to do health insurance for their riders.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like, you guys are risking all your shit for us.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure you guys are like covered because we don't want to be like, here's a $500 paycheck.
Yeah.
Hope that fixes your $10,000 to $1,000 dental bill, Morgan.
Well, like private health insurance, I think is like $400 to $500 a month on its own.
Yeah.
Like if I went right now and tried to get insurance, that's how much it would be. So that's crazy. And it's technically illegal to not have insurance.
Yeah.
So, no, that's really good of them.
Wow.
And probably a reason they said, oh, our BMX program's way too expensive. They're still a brand, right? Levi's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They still make jeans.
Oh, I was going to say you got Levi's, but you got Tommy Hilfiger.
These are Airwalk. I don't know. I'd go to Ross for jeans. They're cheap.
Whatever
they
you
get the job done.
Yeah, amen. You're not extrinsically motivated.
I'm not motivated. We covered that on Lost Podcast.
What's motivation? Okay, Morgan Wade. So now let's roll into the product releases. Vans X SE bikes shoe collab.
I've actually not seen these yet.
Jesus Christ. I sent him all this stuff. I'm like, Barrick, make sure you're ready. And then he's like, I just saw it because Chris Fox posted about it. Here's my thing. I get asked about SE bikes a handful of times on the lives, and they are a ripoff. I think they're a ripoff. I just look. They were really popular back in the day. Yeah, SE.
I think
like before us.
Oh, probably.
Like before Chase.
I don't know. I wasn't alive. I was swimming in a nutsack. Maybe.
Okay, well, Barrick obviously doesn't remember. I'm pretty sure they were really popular early on. And what I see right now is older riders getting back into the sport, and then they are looking and things that sound familiar because that's their initial point of contact we talked about earlier, like your first bike, your first rider. It really resonates with you. And so they feel that they see these bikes and they're like, oh, SE bikes are good. And they're not necessarily bad, but SE is able to capitalize on that because they know that they had such a big influence early on, is that they could price their bikes very premium product prices and people will pay for it. And people do. And so when someone asks me about it, I look and I say, look, if you're in the position that you can buy your dream bike, like, and this is your dream bike, go for it, because just know, like, it's overpriced for the quality you're getting. If you're a penny pincher and you're just trying to find the best bang for your buck, this is a very bad choice because it's like almost $600 for a not full chromoly frame, right? With single wall rims. It's like, come on, you could do a lot better. But if SE really means a lot to you and you were kind of poor when you were riding early on and you want to get an SE now, go for it. Like whatever what floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, you got to go for that. So the shoes, what do you think?
I love them except for that big white lettering at the bottom.
Let me see. They just look like normal Vans without the lettering.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like simple.
Barrick loves normal Vans, but once they put the SE collab on there, he doesn't love them.
Well, it's just big old PK Ripper in quote marks. I don't know what that means, but Park Ripper?
PK Ripper. I think it's a model
of
their bike. I'm pretty sure. I was trying to not say anything because I don't actually know.
Caught your ass in 4K.
Yeah, and then you kept going at it, and I was like, Anyway, so I was also not prepared. The S&M Panther frame. It's a 24-inch frame.
I really don't give a shit about 24-inch bikes.
But the red looks good.
Oh, yeah. Love there. I had the BTM in...
The S&M?
Yes, S&M BTM in trans red.
What does BTM mean?
Oh, God bless this mess. I think that's what it says on my grips, at least.
Do you guys see our bikes in the background? Not if you're listening. So why would people choose a 24-inch frame?
I don't know where I saw the video. All I know is a video we're going to talk about later in the podcast.
We are.
But Dance Comp, like, I don't know, apparently it's just easier to ride or something. Less It was at buying a bike or something. That guy.
Oh, see, I didn't even add that to the list. But okay, yeah, that's true. Because look, people ask me, "Oh, I love BMX. I'm an older guy. I want to get back into it. Is a 26 okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if you're not doing anything, I guess. Like, I'm sure it's fine." But I just physically, like, I'm 6'4", right? So I'm gonna be damn near the tallest rider that would potentially get back into it. Like I've met people that ride that are 6'6" and stuff.
No.
Still on a 21 or 21.25. When you go with the bigger wheels, it just you can wall ride and bunny hop and maybe manual, but that's going to be the extent of it.
No.
And if this is my opinion on it, and again, I don't know very much about them, but that's how I take it. If like somebody messaged me, he's like, "Look, I just want to ride with my son. My son rides BMX. I want a BMX bike to ride with him, but I'm not going to do tricks." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, then that's a good choice." And I guess if you want to get crazy and put a very expensive aftermarket frame on it, S&M Panther frame is a good choice.
Not a sponsor.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna build up like a second bike just to cruise around the neighborhood on for like exercise.
Okay.
But I was like, do they have any like just complete 24s, 22s maybe? I don't really want 26, but
Okay, what was next? Oh, speaking of stealing ideas, just kidding. We weren't talking about stealing ideas. We the people.
never gonna be a sponsor.
I know they commented on that one video and I emailed them. I was like, "Hey, like if you guys want to include more information, I can include them in the reviews. Like I'm happy to work together." I got ghosted. They're probably mad. Anyway, no, but so they came out with the Eclat Storm and the We the People Battleship forks in 15 millimeter offset. They're about, what do you think, a year behind Odyssey coming out with the 15?
I think so. But I don't know. I think God Animal had street forks that were like 12 millimeter.
Who?
Animal? I swear they had
Animal's
forks.
dead, bro. I'm just kidding. So Animal was probably one of the first then.
I think so. But that was like all the way down to 12.
Okay, so anyway, I don't think they're actually stealing it. Like I said, with everything else, like the Revolution, with the planetary system, the more brands that hop on different trends and put money and resources into R&D and their research and development, the experience for the end user gets a lot better because that drives prices down with competition. Oh, yeah. Big plus. People look for different ways to innovate things, which creates a better product. So I think that's awesome. You just bought some forks.
Yes.
Look, perfect transition. What'd you get?
Odyssey R15 forks, which I bought from Dan's Comp.
Okay. So real quick, last thing. I feel like Eclat and We the People, crazy quality on their aftermarket stuff.
Oh yeah.
But as you guys know, on the completes, I'm a little disappointed. But I still love it. Like I think they're killing it, making the moves, jumping on the 15 trend. You bought Odyssey R15s from Dan's Comp.
Yes.
Now this opens up a whole floodgate of things we want to talk about. And so we got to stay focused. Do we want to talk about Odyssey indestructible forks, or do we want to talk about Dan's Comp user experience?
I feel like we could talk about Odyssey first.
Okay, Odyssey, cool. I post a lot about their reviews, and they stress test their forks, which is a lot more than most companies.
Oh yeah, Stampy testing.
Do those forks have a warranty?
Yes, full-blown lifetime warranty.
Lifetime.
The R32s, the R25s, and the R15s.
You hope the R50s, you're like, wait, I just bought them. I hope they have it.
No, I thought I said the F32s. Which, I mean, those still come.
That's a fork?
The Freestyle, they have the front brake mounts.
Oh.
The F32s and the F25s.
See, Barrick's actually the most knowledgeable about bike. Okay, so they have a lifetime warranty.
Yes.
And we talked about this. How the hell are they making money with a lifetime warranty?
Well, I kind of blame Ryan Fudger for this. But, like, my forks, not broken.
What are they?
R25s, my bad.
Oh.
So, I mean, completely fine depending who you ask. But I've had them for like 6 years. It's kind of, I've never wanted to break a pair of forks. That just seems like the worst thing to break. But, yeah, Ryan Fudger, whatever that bike shop is, Source, they sent him a bunch of forks.
Okay.
And
For RBMX, Ryan's RBMX,
RBMX.
yeah? Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I texted a bunch of pros, like 6 replied. I was like, how long do you have forks for? And they're like, oh, I like to ride mine like 6 months to a year. And he's like, that's when you should replace forks because they all have a life cycle. Like forks are going to break no matter what. Even the R25s, the R15s, like any Odyssey fork's going to break. But you don't want them to break because
You want to replace them before they break.
yeah.
Because breaking them is bad juju.
Oh yeah, that's could be death.
Yeah. So Ryan said that in that video, sounds like to me, like I'm a skeptic, right? It sounds like if I owned a company, I would use the scare tactic, which is what you got suckered into. Like my chiropractor tried to use the scare tactic. You're gonna have scoliosis if you don't get this fixed.
Well, they scared me into buying a dance comp, so
And so
jokes on them source.
True. But I don't know. I feel like that's true for sure. We talked about this on the live today. You were not there, sadly, sleeping. No, it's okay. But this guy's like, well, how important are 8-spline cranks? Because he wants to switch from 48 spline to 8 spline because he wants the 10 millimeter shorter without spending a bunch of money. And I'm like, dude, it just like, look, you don't want your cranks to break.
Yeah.
That's like, I did it. You remember I jumped the freaking thing, my crank blew off and I was fine, but sometimes you're not fine. And forks is something you don't really want to mess around with. So that could be true. But you hadn't broken those Odyssey forks.
No.
And you just got new ones, mostly because you didn't want them to break on you.
Yes.
Oh, so you selling those old ones or what?
I might hold on to them.
I'm still riding Dante's.
Poor Dante.
I know. He's like, yeah, when you get new forks, just give them back. Yeah, bro. I'm not getting new forks. Just kidding. I will one day when Barrick sells me the old ones. But okay. But then what if your bike's been black forever?
Yes.
But what if you want to change it? You just gonna go with the spray paint, or are you gonna buy some new colored forks?
Well, I'm gonna spoil this in 2 weeks when this comes out. I was thinking about painting them white and my bars white because I've always wanted white bars and white forks with the whole black setup.
So you just paint them,
Yeah, maybe red hubs again.
even though you just bought new ones.
Yeah,
You could paint the old ones and see if you like the color first.
I might do that. We'll see.
But when you do that, we'll make a video about tips for spray painting your bike.
Oh god, I was just gonna Hail Mary it.
That's the best way to do it. What if you went and just got it powder coated somewhere?
That fucking costs as much as forks.
Yeah, like a couple hundred. So I am going to jump on the Odyssey train. I've never ridden Odyssey parts as far as I can remember. And Barrick always tells me the good things. He wore an Odyssey shirt in the last podcast.
Yes.
He always tells me good things about that warranty, and I always break stuff. So I'm going to try them. But I ride things till they break. I ride it till the wheels fall off. And so we'll see, like, I will be very happy if I get 6 years out of forks. And, they might break. I might break with them. And RIP. But so I think maybe they're realizing that people aren't buying as much stuff because of the lifetime warranty. And they're like, we got to scare them into it. But I don't know. I think they have really good components that they feel comfortable offering the lifetime on. And because of that, people respect their brand. And like, if you ask anybody what's the best forks, I always point people to R25s, even though like I'm riding Dante's R32s and that's the only Odyssey thing I've ever rode. But they have such a good reputation.
Oh yeah.
So Dan's Comp, you bought them from Dan's.
Yes.
Which brings us to the second floodgate of topics. Again on the live. Well, yeah, the live before this last one, we touched on this Time to Shine bike shop. This kid said he ordered from them. I've heard a lot of stories about them being scammy. I did some research. There's so much stuff about them literally ripping people off, blocking their phone number after they get their payment, like not doing refund, like crazy stuff. And some people commented, had a great experience. Some people commented and had a bad experience. I'm going to make a separate video on that. But I noticed there's a lot of questions in the air on which bike shops are good and which bike shops are bad. Dan's, I've talked about the drama so much, like the past with them, but they lost a lot of reputation.
Oh yeah.
We talked about this in the last podcast, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
They lost a lot of reputation, but you never really bought from Dan's anyway.
Back in the day before that whole thing I did.
You're an Empire guy.
Also, I would do dance comp for big stuff, like
To get the discounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Empire is also really good for replacement parts. So it'd be like, oh fuck, I snapped my axle. I'll go to Empire, buy it. It's like, oh, I need new bearings.
Yeah.
I'll go to
Because they're
Empire.
close to us and you get like 2-day shipping.
Well, they're like the only one that has replacement parts in stock.
Oh, interesting.
Like I can never find another bike shop that has like bearings specifically for my free coaster. Wow. It's like,
okay, so
Albies doesn't, Source doesn't. Not trying to throw them under the bus. I love them, but
you love Source?
I've had issues with Source. I'm starting to trust them again. We'll also get into that.
Varric also has trust issues. Okay, so let's just name, guys. We're just this again separate video, but let's just name some of the shops that we've had good experiences with, and you go first.
So my top 5, I would choose Albies,
Okay.
Empire. This is kind of in the order. Honestly, this is kind of a toss-up between the Secret BMX shop and Source.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, I've had a good experience with Dan's comp, so I feel like
You just
Albies
picked
and
Dan's number 5.
well, I feel like Albies is my number 1, Empire's my number 2.
So then it's a toss up between the other 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're like
fair
all
enough.
tied.
I'm gonna give number 1 to it would be Dan's because I loved Dan's so much when I was younger. I'd buy everything from Dan's. I'd almost never buy from Empire, even though they're closer. And but I talked about this. Dan's comp, I'm salty against. But so they're on the list, like they're definitely trusted.
Yeah.
But they're lower on my list because that was mean. I'm just trying to make it. But no. So my number 1 is going to be Albies, for sure, which is something I don't understand this, but it's one that nobody really has talked about, like in the lives or anything, or asked about.
Yeah.
Either it's because it's very clear that they're trusted, or they're not very good with their online presence.
Oh.
I don't know.
I know. Back in the day, I mean, when I would like always shop through Dan's comp, I knew Albies was a thing, but I absolutely hated them because they were like rivals with Dan's comp. So I remember there was a video of like, I think it was Albies guys, like outside of their shop burning a Dan's comp shirt. I was like, yeah, I'm never shopping at Albies.
Interesting.
And then Dan's comp died and it was like, yeah, I'll check out Albies. I was like, damn, I've been missing out.
You're like, I love it here.
Oh yeah.
Eric, my friend in Arizona, is really good friends with this guy named Flip that works there and does a lot with them. So it's just because I feel like roundabout way I personally know someone that works there, they're gonna get the number 1 spot. Empire, I ordered my spokes from them when I blew out that wheel.
No.
You know, I didn't have that good of an experience with them. I can't remember why. I think they'd ripped me off on shipping. I felt ripped off on shipping. Like for spokes, it was like $15. I'm like, I know damn well it doesn't cost that much. You're 2 days away. Put it in a flat rate box. Send it over. Like, scam. Not really, but I mean, I don't know. So they're not number 2.
If I can defend Empire real quick.
Go ahead, defend them.
There was one time I ordered.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I ordered a cinema front hub. No, I had a cinema front hub off my friend's bike,
Okay.
but I wanted hub guards for it, so I bought the ones that would fit it. And they sent me the wrong ones, so I immediately reached out. I was like, "Yo, I ordered these hub guards. You sent me these." They're like, "Oh, our bad. Like, we'll send them out, or we'll send out the correct hub guards right now,
Like
and we're
priority.
gonna send in a package so you can mail those back for free. Like, just drop them
That's
in your
cool.
mailbox."
That's cool.
Yeah,
So we're going to talk about your experience with Source next.
he just pisses me off still to this day.
Me too, genuinely. Okay, wait. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna say no particular order. Albies first, but then the rest no particular. Empire for sure. I've heard so many good things about the Secret, though I've never. Oh, okay, I did. I ordered a chain for a kid. And I called him. I said, hey, I need this chain. This is a local shop. And I just want to pay for it, have him pick it up. And called the guy. He said, bro, I'm really busy right now. Can you just wait a few minutes? I said, dude, just call me back. It's all good. He called me back in like an hour or so and ordered it, like super easy. And they were really friendly and actually helpful. That's something you don't get on the phone a lot. It's like they just want to push you. But like, again, the finder's fee thing we talked about. they just want to push you off the phone and like, dude, like just order it online or whatever. And so I was very grateful that they were super helpful and actually took the time to do that for me. So that was cool. I like the Harvester guy. We're like homies now. I've never bought from them, but I hear a lot of good things from the homies in Canada. So that doesn't really apply to the US guys, but Harvester, legend. What was that shop that was featured on Dig? The Messerari? Come on. It's a New York shop. It starts with an M. Again, never bought from them. But one of the guys that's in the live all the time got like every single part he needs to build his custom bike from them, and had a good experience. I feel like I'm missing one.
Messerol?
Yeah, Messerol.
All right.
I guess last. So first and last are in a particular order. Dan's comp. Okay, no, but Source is in there for sure for me. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Pusher, guys. Pusher is owned by this guy named Clay in Colorado. He's dabbles in mail order. They own a lot of stuff. So you wouldn't be like buying drop shipping like you would from some other bike shops. And so Pusher's pretty trusted. And I'm just trying to think of some other ones to help you guys out, because there are some, like I legit found one. A kid was like, what do you think about this bike? And I looked it up. I ended up on this website that was literally like, the bikes were $100 or $150. So they're obviously just scamming. And I looked at like their terms pages. It's all just fake. And I was like, bro, they're going to take your money. So there are shops out there. So like, be careful if you can shop from these ones that we mentioned. Okay. Wait, what are we talking about? Source or what?
Real quick question.
Yeah.
Where's Time to Shine located?
Yes.
Is it in New York or it just doesn't exist?
I think they're in California.
Oh, because I know I couldn't find the name of the bike shop. Honestly, still pissed me off.
Which one?
I think it was somewhere in New York.
Oh.
They had the Odyssey Boss bars that I used to have. Luckily they didn't steal my money. But when they sent me the bars, it was in like an open cardboard box just folded over, and like the bar or the end of the bars were sticking out. They got all like bashed up. And I was like, what is this kind of shit? Like they were just scratched to hell. I was like, this is not good.
Yeah, they save like $5 on shipping and then give you the whammy. So wait, Time to Shine's in Virginia, West Virginia.
No, this was some New York shop. I've never heard of it, but
that's the first problem.
But I mean, the bars were cheap, so.
Well, shipping's very expensive.
Oh yeah.
But that's like completely half-assed.
Oh yeah.
And so like, what else would they half-ass, if you bought anything else from them? So that's crazy. So bad experiences with bike shops. I have my reasons for Dan's. Good shop, trusted shop. I'm not talking shit. I'm talking a little bit of shit, but you can buy from Dan's, guys. I'm just salty. But you had a bad experience with Source, and I tell people this story because it actually pisses me off, and I'm kind of mad at Source too. So let's go.
I'm gonna talk shit. So I bought the Cinema FX2 free coaster. I had the FX1, loved it. Just wanted the FX2 because it's better. Was searching different shops. Source had it for $100 instead of like the $180. So I was like, yo, this is a good deal. Like, what's going on here? Like, special color? Nope. Black Cinema FX2, $100. So I was like, buy immediately. Bought it, got it in. It looked a little different. So I was like, this isn't right. Looked up the Cinema FX1. It was like, boom, that's the free coaster.
What you got.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shit, maybe they sent me the wrong one. Looked at the box. Nope, FX2 labeled on it. I was like, did they fucking open the box and like throw an FX1 in there trying to pull a fast one on me? So I emailed them. I was like, yo, like I bought the FX2, but I got the FX1. Like, what are we doing about this? I think the first email was from a guy in here in America.
Okay.
Where I'm located.
Yeah, and then Source is in the UK.
Yeah. So that email exchange went pretty fast, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then every other email was from somebody in the UK. So it's like, I'd wake up, I'd reply to the email, I'd wait all day for a reply from them. I'd fall asleep, and like an hour after I fell asleep, they'd reply.
Because it'd be their time zone. They're like 8 hours ahead of us or something, I think.
But it took like a week to finally figure shit out. I was like, look, can you guys just send me the FX2 and like I'll send this one back? Do you want me to like just keep the FX1? Like like, I want to work something out to where I don't get screwed over. And
Yeah,
they're like,
definitely.
yeah, dude, we can't do any of that. Like, you have to send it back and then we'll send the FX2. And I was like, bro, I'm going to be like without a part forever.
Yeah.
They're like, sorry, just, I was like, can I at least get shipping paid for or something? And they're like, nah. I was like, fuck. So I just told them like I wanted a refund. I'm sending it back.
Yeah.
And that's when the American guy came back. He's like, okay, you got your refund. Or like send it back to here. And I was like, this is bull. So I feel like they were kind of trying to pull a fast one.
Because they didn't want to work with you at all. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like they were so happy to get the refund. Because they would have lost out like $80. But
That's so there's a couple problems with that. I remember when you were going through this because I was like, yeah, Source is cool, blah blah blah, and you're like, Source sucks, because they would have, let's see, so you ordered it, you waited for how long was shipping from when you ordered it? Pretty quick,
like 5 days maybe.
Okay, so not that quick. And what I understand, so Source is a huge shop in the UK, and they have a warehouse here. You can buy warehouse space. You can pay people to ship out your products for you. It's essentially you're like running a drop shipping warehouse, but you stock the product. Blah blah blah. So I think that's what they're doing in the US. Is they buy a bunch of stock. They have it in this warehouse. And do you remember where it came from?
I think like Kentucky or something. One of those Midwestern states.
And so
Eastern.
so you're dealing, in my opinion, I think, again, don't know for sure, but so when you deal with that guy for customer service, he does not know anything about BMX because he's running a warehouse and that's it. That's my opinion on it. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but so like if I ordered a bunch of phone cases, I'd have them put at a warehouse. I'd sell them on my website. I'd forward that PO to the warehouse with the address and they just ship it. Like that's how it works. And I think that's how Source is doing it. So that's kind of cool, but it's also not cool. So you waited 5 days
Yes.
for shipping. You got it. Then it was the wrong one. And you emailed back and forth for like a week,
Oh yeah, easily.
about a week. Okay. And then you had to ship it back to the Kentucky or to the UK.
No, the local
Okay.
American one.
So that's cool, but that takes another 5 days.
Yes.
And then they would not send you another one if you wanted to go that route until that one got there.
Yeah.
So that's like 3 weeks,
Oh yeah. See, the one thing that would really
4 weeks to wait
whole
for the
month.
other one to get there. Yeah, a whole month.
Yeah, the one thing that would have really fucked me over is if I had a whole wheel built,
Yeah.
because I don't think they would have been like, they would have taken it because all those spoke marks and everything. And it's like, do I just send the hub back and
Yeah.
hope that I know how to build wheels, which I do. But still, if like I'm a new kid, that's like I either get ripped off or I just get fucked over.
Well, yeah, imagine you didn't know how. So you got this and you didn't notice until you put it on. Okay. You got it. You took it to your bike shop. You paid them $50 to build your wheel.
Yeah.
You got it. You said, wait, this is the FX1. You called Source. They said, oh, yeah, just send it back. And then they get it. They say, well, this has spoke marks all over it. Like it's a used product. We don't want it. And you probably had to pay the mechanic again to disassemble it.
Oh yeah.
Right. So you're out with a month on parts. You've got all this extra money. Dude, that's just bad. And so we talk about Dan's comp with that free coaster case that I talked about, Salvador Blanco from the live. They just said, okay, man, look, like this is Kink's problem, but hey, we're just going to send you a brand new Shadow wheel, like it to Japan. They covered shipping. They let him keep the wheel that he bought. Like and to me, that's the difference, right? Source didn't give a fuck.
No. I feel like they could have cared less. They're like,
Yeah.
we're the biggest name in BMX right now, so I mean, we don't really fucking care if you have our business or not.
Yeah, and they didn't.
Because I know old Dan's comp, I bought spokes from them once in black, and they sent me red spokes. So once again, called. I was like, hey, I ordered these spokes in black, and I got them in red. Like, what do you want to do about it? And he's like, oh, let me check. He's going through the website. He's like, oh, I see what happened. He accidentally clicked the red. It's right below the black, but don't worry about it, man. We're just going to send you the rest of the spokes for free. You get to keep those. Like, don't even worry about sending them back.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's
And then they
sick.
almost went out of business. No, but that's how. So, like, at my work, that's the biggest thing is the guest is like no matter what they need a good experience because it's you tell me about your bad experience with Source, right?
Yeah.
I happen to have this blog with 30,000 people on it a month. So then I share Barrick's bad experience with all of these people. And then 5 of them have friends who are thinking about, and so that's why good things spread so much more than bad. Well, I think bad things probably spread more.
Oh, most definitely.
Bad things spread so much more than good things, but you want to minimize the bad things spreading by having good things happen.
No.
And Dance Comp sounds like is doing really good with their good things spreading. And Source, I don't know where they're at right now. Like maybe they're getting it together. I think the US thing is kind of a new thing here for them, and that would be hard to run a whole business overseas.
Oh yeah.
So like I know they're trying their best, I think, but then again, they could have done more.
Oh yeah.
Could have done a lot more.
I think if the attitude was a little better, just like, hey man, like I really wish we could do that, but unfortunately that's just like against our policies and we can't make exceptions here because then we have to do that for everyone. But I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah. But just like, nah man, we can't do it.
Yeah, if it was just like I just wanted like a little bit of help or a little bit of answer instead of like, get screwed.
Send
like
it back,
you have
bro.
to pay for shipping.
One thing I noticed over there is people in the UK are dickheads. Like no disrespect. It's not necessarily they're dickheads, but they're just straight up. And like where we beat around the bush in America, we're like, oh yeah, like my policy says like this, I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And they're just like, no. And without context, you're like, damn, why are you so rude? Because I thought I'd go over there, right? Have a good jolly time and make all kinds of friends.
Some crumpets and tea.
I was like, damn, everyone hates me.
Bit rude, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't it? Like out of all the people I met probably 2 or 3 people that were super solid, and all of them have been to the States before.
Nice.
So that was weird because I think they could understand like the cultural thing, but just no, like that doesn't help, Yeah. It's a customer service industry. It's a giving economy like we talked about last time.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to keep us updated about your Dance Comp experience. So, go ahead.
One thing I loved, kind of.
Oh, the checkout.
Yeah, so, I mean, this one isn't really cool unless I feel like it's around Christmas time or everybody's just buying shit from them. But it's like a $4 express package thing. So, like, let's say you place an order from Dance Comp tonight, and then I place one, or you place an order, and then 10 more people place an order, and then I place an order, but I choose this $4 option. They will package mine first to get it shipped out immediately.
Before everyone else.
Yes. So, but I mean, mine shipped out at like noon today. So, and they're in California now instead of wherever they were before. So that was like 11 their time, maybe.
I saw a thing about that. As this guy, he runs a drop shipping t-shirt thing, and he would do the same thing. It was like express. It wasn't shipping, it was
like express packaging,
fulfillment, something like that. And he's like, bro, just for an extra couple dollars, like you just push their order to the front, people buy it. And if it's legit, like I feel like it is for sure. And especially if there's a lot of orders coming in, that could really help out, because sometimes I think Empire, when I ordered the spokes, it was like damn near 3 days before they actually sent my thing. Huh. Probably 2 days. I'm probably exaggerating.
Mine's like always same day.
Yeah, but then some shops it's just I'll sell stuff on eBay sometimes. Like I'll buy it from Walmart and then I'll sell it for more. And when I get an order, I literally wait till like the 3rd day. Because it's just like, I'm like, I got to get the stuff to package it. And if that was me in the bike shop, like people would hate my bike shop.
Oh, yeah. I already hate it.
You're like, I'm never going there.
It's like, God, you order something from Amazon. It's like, oh, it'll be here in 5 days. And like 3 days later, it still hasn't shipped yet. Yeah. You're like, is it?
You're like, really?
And then it ships and then it's at your house when it says, it's like, bro, you could have shipped it like the same day and it could have been here in 2 days. Like, why? Piss me off.
So the only other thing we had on the list was the Eastern bars. We talked about Eastern a lot. Oh, go ahead.
More things with Dance Comp.
Yeah.
I know there was this one I still don't get, but there was Saturday delivery.
Interesting.
But I know FedEx, UPS, and USPS all deliver on Saturday, so that was weird.
You could pay extra to get Saturday delivery?
Well, no, it was a free option.
Oh, okay.
There's also require a signature, which I didn't unclick. So I better be home and awake when my package arrives. So, but I mean, it's cool because
Mail pirates.
Yeah, so like if I order a complete bike or something, lots of stuff
Yeah.
from Dance Comp, and they go to drop it off, it's like, oh, well, it shows you signed right here, so we can't be held accountable.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like also kind of that security because it's like,
Yeah. Well, they won't leave it at your house if you're not home. And that'd suck if you're out at work or whatever and your bike's sitting there and then homeboy comes by and throws it in the back of his truck and
I see so many posts like that
on the community watch. Yeah, dude. The mail pirates, they're crazy. That would suck because there's literally nothing you can do.
Oh yeah.
Like buy another bike.
Like I know back when I worked at Zoomy, somebody called us and was like, hey, I ordered shoes from you guys and it says it was delivered, but I don't know where it's at. Like, do you guys have them? So we checked and we're like, no. And they're like, oh, well, it says it was delivered in front of my house, like, but I don't see it. Like, do you guys know what happened with it? And I mean, in the nicest, honest way, we're like, look, your stuff probably got stolen, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we could do about it. Like, that's between you and the law now.
Yeah. You call the cops, check your cameras. Oh, I don't have cameras. That sucks. That sucks. Was that a free option to get the signature?
Yeah.
Because I know when you ship stuff, you pay extra for that. So Dance Comp is covering that on their end.
Yeah, and I got free shipping.
Jesus Christ.
So I feel like they're making a comeback, honestly.
Yeah. It's so I was on there for a split second to look at a bike and they had the coupon code automatically up there. And that was the biggest thing for me that I loved is I'd get their calendar, right?
Oh, yeah.
And throughout a week, they'd have a coupon code for 20% off.
Oh, yeah. It's like Valentine's Day, love 20 for 20% off. You're like, whoa.
You're like, bro, I'm buying everything I can.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how it was. And no other shop was doing that. So deal wise, Dance Comp is a good move.
Oh, yeah.
And those options on the checkout sound really good.
Oh, yeah, I love them.
Getting your order pushed forward, but then the signature, that's important. Crazy. Okay. We're going to wrap it up at an hour and a half.
All right.
Because, so you guys voted, a couple hundred people. You actually voted, didn't you?
Yeah, for the 30 minutes.
I sent Barrick a screenshot because I posted the poll on YouTube. It was like, what's a good podcast length? 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, or it doesn't matter as long as it's interesting. And I sent a screenshot because most people were saying it doesn't matter as long as it's interesting. Barrick said, I'm going to go vote. And then I looked and the 30-minute was a little bit higher. And I know he went and voted 30. But I don't know. So anyway, what do you got to say? Put you on the spot.
I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot of good stuff. Still kind of the whole, if you have any questions or want us to talk about stuff, feel free to leave it below.
Definitely.
I don't know how the comments work.
Yeah. So Barrick only cares about Instagram. So if you guys want to welcome him to the community, go follow him on Instagram. I'll try and link it. But I think if you guys can deal with us going off topic and just going, linear with the podcast instead of progressive to a different spot, I think this is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
When I was saying Dougsterbob Discussions was definitely the second best BMX podcast, I was lying. No doubt, because I put myself below Unclicked, which is a good spot to be, but I'm lying for sure. But with Barrick, I think we're a lot closer there than I was by myself. And this is a lot of fun. So guys, DM Barrick your questions and leave them in the comments. But the biggest thing, we talked about this on the last one, is that if I ask you to like and all that stuff, you're probably not going to. But share this with your friends because here's the deal. When I do a complete bike review, people search Sabrosa Let 'em review and it brings them to my video. But no one's searching fucking Dougsterbob Discussions episode 10 talking about blah, blah, blah. No one's doing that. So if you guys care, share it with a friend that might actually enjoy it and say, hey, this is kind of cool. This is we get a little expletive with our verbiage, but we keep it real for sure. That's the whole mission here, is to try not to piss off too many pros, but also talk about BMX and keep it real. So with that being said, guys, what did I say at the end last time? Live hard, ride hard. I don't remember. Anyway, if I could remember, that'd be the ender. So guys, look forward to the next episode where we'll have a cool cartoon picture of Barrick and I as the logo.
Oh boy.
If it's actually done. And enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on the lives Friday and Sunday. Oh, it sounds so different.
I know.